Hello, everyone. I'm Frank, and welcome to Learn How to Sudoku, where we take a very easy variant Sudoku puzzle and we break it down in detail so that you can learn how to Sudoku. Today's very easy puzzle is called This Fog is a Pointy Gas. And so we have FOG. I don't know if FOG is standing for anything, but I think it's just fog of war. And gas is basically it's an acronym for generally approachable Sudoku. So if you see a reference to gas, that usually means that it's fairly approachable, generally approachable, I guess, or generally accessible. It's one of those two, generally approachable or generally accessible Sudoku. Actually, thinking about it, I don't know which one it is. I think it's approachable. I'm not sure. Anyways, but that's basically the point is that GAS is an acronym for usually a fairly approachable puzzle. So one that's not going to be very difficult. Anyways, let's get to the rules. We have normal Sudoku rules apply, which means fill the entire grid with the digits 1 through 9 such that there are no repeats in any row, column, or box. We also have the grid is partially covered with fog. Correctly placed digits will clear the fog around that cell. No guessing is required. So if you placed a correct digit, say here, it would clear the fog in that cell and in the surrounding 8 cells. That's how fog of war works. We also have the digits along each arrow must sum to the digit in the circled cell. So for example, these 3 digits must sum up to what this circle is, and these 2 digits must sum up to what this circle is. So as an example, you could have something like, I don't know, 1, 3, and 4, and this is 8. And that would satisfy the arrow rule. And finally, we have crop key dots, where black dots between cells indicate cell values with a 2-to-1 ratio. And a white dot between cells indicates cells with consecutive values. Not all dots are given. So for example, if this were 2, this would have to be 1 or 4 to maintain the 1-to-2 ratio. If this is 6, this would have to be 5 or 7 to make sure that these digits are consecutive. And those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay, so if you have 3 unique digits ever adding up to 1 unique digit, that must be, the 1 unique digit must add up to 9. Sorry, 6 through 9. Therefore, these digits must be 1 through 6, but you cannot have 6 and 5 added together because that adds up to 11. So this can't be 6. You can't have 4 and 5 added together because that already adds up to 9. So therefore, this is it's either 1, 2, 2, 3, or 3, 4 here. We're not sure which. These 2 digits are in a 1-to-2 ratio. And it cannot be 4 and 8 because that adds up to 12. So it could be 3, 6 with this being 9. But if that's the case, I guess it's possible. Yeah. 3, 6, 9. You could have 2, 4. If you had 2, 4 here, though, that would eliminate this possibility from ever having a consecutive set, right? You can't have 4, 5 because that adds up to 9 already with just 1 digit, with 1 digit remaining. If you have 2 and 4 here, that eliminates 2 and 4, and 1 and 3 are not consecutive with each other then. This also, so this is either 3, 6, or it's 1, 2, which would add up to 3. Either way, the 3 has to be one of these 3 digits, right? If this is 3, 6, obviously the 3 is here. If this is 1, 2, that forces this to be 3, which means one of these is 3. So 3 cannot be here. Therefore, these consecutive digits must be 1 and 2, which eliminates 1 and 2 from the rest of the row. Therefore, this can't be 1, 2. This is a 3, 6 pair adding up to 9. So this can't be 6 or 9 anymore. This then is 4 and 5, or 5, sorry. Remaining digits in row 3 are 4, 5, 7, and 8. But this can never be 9, so this can never be... Oh, and these two are consecutive. Well, if you have anything greater than 5 here, even if you have 4 and 5, that doesn't work because that forces that to be 9, which means that can't be 9. So this must be 4 and 3. And 3, which makes that 7, which makes this an 8. Therefore, this is a 5. This can't be 4, 5, or 8, so this is 7. This cannot be 3 and 6 because of the 3 in the box. Cannot be 4, 8, again, because that would add up to 12. Can't be 1 and 2 anymore because that adds up to 3. Therefore, this has to be 2 and 4, adding up to 6. These 3 digits must add up to that one. And it can only have 1 out of 1 or 2. And it must have 1 out of 1 or 2. And this must be 3. Because if you have 3 unique digits ever adding up to another single unique digit in a normal Sudoku, the most you can have for that single digit to add up to those 3 digits is a 9, right? And the 9 can only have 3 digits adding up to it being unique: 1, 2, 6, 1, 3, 5, or 2, 3, 4. Well, you notice of those 3 sets of 3 digits, 2 out of those 3 are from 1 through 3, right? 1, 2, and 6, 1, 3, and 5, and 2, 3, and 4. So one of the 1 or 2s has to be here. The other one has to be a 3 here. And it cannot contain 1 and 2 because of the 1 and 2 in the row. Sorry, in the box. So this cannot be 6 because it'd have to be 1, 2, and 6 to add up to 9. It cannot be 1, 3, 5 because the 5 is already in the box. So this has to be 3 and 4 specifically. So it's 1 and 2 with 3 and 4. So that would make this 8 or 9 here. This cannot be 3 and 6. These 2 digits have to be then... Cannot be 1, 6 to add up to 7. It cannot be 3, 4. It's 2, 5, which eliminates 2 and 5 from the rest of the row. Therefore, this can't be 2. This is 1, which forces this to be 8. These 2 digits must add up to this digit. If you didn't have a 1 here, this would be at minimum 5 and 7, which would add up to 12, which is not allowed. So this has to have a 1. It cannot be 1 and 5 because that adds up to 6, and we have a 6 in the box. It could be 1, 7 or 1, 8 here, but 8 cannot be anywhere here, so this must be 1 and 8, which adds up to 9. These have to be 5 and 7 remaining. This is in a 1 to 2 ratio. It cannot contain a 4. It cannot contain 3 and 6. It must be 1 and 2 here, which makes this not a 1, so that because of the 1, 2 pair in the column. So this is 8, this is 1. These 2 digits are in a 1 to 2 ratio. It cannot add up to 9. It could be 3 or... Oops. It could be 3 or 6 here. So this has to be 1, 2, or 2, 4. But it cannot be 1 and 2 because that would eliminate all possibilities for this cell. So therefore, this must be 2 and 4, and this must be a 6. This 2, 4 pair eliminates 2 and 4 in the rest of the column. So this can't be 2. This is 1. This can't be 4. This is 3, which makes this 4. This is 2. This 1, 2 pair adds up to 3. So this is 3. Where can the 2 be in column 4? Can't be here because of the 1, 2 pair. Can't be any of these. Can't be any of these filled in digits. So it must be here. So this is 2. This remaining digit then is 4. The remaining digits in column 5 are 5 and 9, but either of them can be there. But this can't be 9 here, so this is a 5, which makes this a 9. These digits are consecutive, so it must add up to an odd digit here, right? Because if you have an even digit plus an odd digit, it always adds up to an odd digit. So this is 5 or 7. It cannot be 8. Oops. Jesus, I have to stop that. If it's 5, this is 2 and 3 added together. If it's 7, it's 3 and 4 added together. Either way, there has to be a 3 here, which means this cannot be 3, which makes that a 6, and therefore that's a 3. This is 5, 7, and 8 here. The remaining digits here are 6 and 3, but this can't be 3 because of that 3, so this is 6, this is 3. That leaves this as a 9. This has to be 6, 7, and 9 as the 3 digits, and these 3 digits are 1, 4, and 8. Yes. This is in a 1 to 2 ratio, and it cannot be 2 and 4 because that would eliminate all possibilities for that cell. If this is 1 and 2, it can't work because we have a 1 here. It can't be 4, 8 because of this 8. Therefore, it must be 3 and 6. This can no longer be 3. This 6 is consecutive with 5 or 7 only. We have a 5, 7, and a 2, 4 pair in row 5, which eliminates 5 and 7 and 2 and 4 in the rest of the row. So that leaves us with 1, 3, 8, and 9 in the rest of the row. This can't be 3 here, so this is 1, 8, 9, 1, 8, 9, but this can't actually be 9. So this is 1 or 8, but 8 consecutive with each other with another digit would have to add up to 15 at minimum. So this can't be 8. This is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. This can no longer be 1. These can no longer be 1. This can't be 8 because of that 8. This 1 means, this 2 eliminates that 2, so this is 5, which makes that a 2. This can no longer be 1 because of that 1. Let's see, these 2 arrows, well, we don't know. It could continue here. This has to be at least 3, though, but it can't be 3. It's at least 4, 5, 7, 8, and 9 here. But if this were 4, this would have to add up to 1 and 3 at minimum, and that doesn't work, so this can't be 4. This can't be 9 because of this 9, so therefore this is an 8. This can no longer be 8 here. This can't be 8. It becomes a 3, 9 pair here. Remaining digits here. Okay, so this 2 eliminates that 2, so this is 4, this is 2. Which eliminates that 2, so that's 4, this is 2. Remaining digits here are 4, 5, 7, and 9. And this can't be 9. This can't be 5 or 7. Remaining digits in row 4, though, have to be 1, 6, and 8. So this is 1, 6, and 8. This can't be 1. This can't be 8. Remaining digits here are 5 and 7. This can't be 5 because of that 5. Therefore, this is 7, which makes that a 5. These 2 digits must add up to that 1, so this cannot be 3, because 7 and another digit adds up to at least 7, obviously. So this is 9. This is 3. This must be 2. This must be 1, 2. This 2 eliminates that 2, so this is 4. 3 and 4 add up to 7. This obviously can't be 7. This can't be 7. This 7 and 9 here eliminates 7 and 9 here, so this is 6. These cannot be 6. This cannot be 6 here, so this must be 1, which means this can't be 1. These 2 digits are 3 and 4, but this can't be 3 because of that 3, so this must be 4, which makes that a 3. That's 3 in the corner. We celebrate because we know we're getting close to finishing. These 2 digits cannot contain a 2, a 3, or a 4. If we try to not have a 1 here, the problem is the minimum here would be 5 and 6 adding up together, Actually, 5 and 7 because 6 can't be in either of these spots. So therefore, it would have to be 5 and 7, which adds up to 12, which is not allowed. So this must have a 1. It can't be 2, 3, 4. It can't be 1, 5 because it can't add up to 6 here. It can't be 1, 6 because there are two sixes in the columns. So it could be 1, 7 or 1, 8 here. So this adds up to 8 or 9 here. This can't be 8. One of these is 1. The remaining digits in this row are 5, 8, and 9. Similarly here, this cannot be 2, 3, or 4. We also can't have a 5 here. This has to be a 1, so this cannot be 1. Where's the 1 in column 2? It has to be here. So this is 1. This has to be with 7 or 8. We have a 1, 7, 8 triplet now. Actually, we have an 8, 9 pair in row 7, which eliminates 8 and 9 from the rest of the row. So this can't be 8 or 9. This is 5. We have a 1, 7, 8 triplet in row 8, which eliminates 1, 7, 8 in the rest of the row. Therefore, this can't be 8. This is 5. We have remaining 6 and 9. So this could be 6 or 9. This is 6 or 9. This 5 eliminates 5 here, so this is 8. Let's see, what else do we have? This 4 eliminates that 4, so this is 1. That 1 eliminates this 1, so this is 7, which makes this a 1. This is 7, 1 adding up to 8, which makes this a 9, which makes that 8. This 9 eliminates that 9, so this is 6. It also eliminates that 9, so this is 7. This is 9. This 8 eliminates that 8, so it's 6 and 8. Therefore, this is 7. This can't be 6 because of this 6, so this is 9, 4, 8, which makes that a 4. None of these. This can't be 4, 7, so this is 5. This is 7. This must be 9. This 5 eliminates that 5, so that's a 7 and 5. This has to be a 2. This is a 5, and this is a 6. And that's how you solve it. Yeah, pretty straightforward, pretty approachable. Yeah, you just have to know a decent amount. I mean, you could just logic through all of this, right? It's pretty straightforward. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Learn How to Sudoku, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.